kind? I mean, what is the plan for Calgary?
No, it's not that I'm not allowed to mention it. First of all, you know I don't like to talk about fights that aren't done yet. And the fight that I wanted to do, I'll tell you, now that we're here, sitting here, I was trying to make Dan Henderson versus Shogun too. And Henderson doesn't want to do it. Henderson wants to fight for the title.
And that's another thing then. Let's talk about Hendo a bit. He has said that you said that he would be only willing to fight for the title at 205 and 185, but he said he would only come down for silver. He would not fight anywhere else in middleweight. So his future's at 205 in the UFC, right?
Apparently, who knows what Henderson wants to do? You know, I know Henderson wants to fight for a title. He wants to either fight Anderson or Jones or Rashad, whoever wins. And so we'll see what happens.
One more, because
I've been offering the guy fights left and right. I offered him the Nogueira fight. I just offered him the Shogun fight. You know, so we'll see.
What about Rampage Jackson? I know you mentioned double knee surgery and everything. He has now said that, you know, part of what he said is his fault. What is the relationship like with you guys right now?
Listen, I've been dealing with Rampage for a long time. I'm fine with it, you know what I mean? You know, I don't think he handles losses very well. When he loses, he spins out of control and goes crazy. Whatever. He's got one fight left on his contract. If that's what he wants to do, he wants to fight that last fight and move on, so be it.
So, and then will be against Shogun, and that will be his last fight?
No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know if it's Shogun?
He's got knee surgery,
right?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, Shogun's got to fight before that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So Shogun will fight somebody. I was trying to make Shogun the fight with Henderson. So we'll see. He'll fight somebody.
Dana, Red Dog from CJ, and for our listeners who couldn't be here today, can you set the stage for anybody who's never seen this thing live and who's only seen them on TV?
Yep. You think you like the UFC because you've watched it on television? First of all, we have a totally different show in-house than we do what you see on TV. I have a producer who produces the show in-house and a TV producer. And I know I sound biased when I say this, but it is the most exciting live sporting event you will ever see. Trust me.
And that chick was super hot. Are you really going to meet her and her friend after the press conference?
I really am. Listen, no matter who she was, I would definitely take 5 minutes out.
Attaboy. Did you ever think when you were training guys in Boston you'd be standing on a stage in Western Canada promoting fights?
Hell no. No.
Dana, welcome to Calgary. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
I know you kind of alluded to it on the stage, but why Calgary? And I guess just why not some of the other venues?
Well, it's not that we're not going to go to the other venues in this country. You know, the sport is huge here, but it was time to come to Calgary, and apparently we were right. I mean, look at the turnout we had today just for a press conference. You know, everybody has told me for a long time what a huge sports city this city is, and today proves it. So I'm excited. And like I said, I'm dead serious. What I said was true. I wasn't supposed to be here. He grabbed me in the office last week and said, yeah, I'm having a press conference in Calgary. We got 2 guys via satellite because we don't really have a card yet. You know, what are you doing next Wednesday? I said, let me check. I was supposed to be in LA. I said, yeah, I'm going to Calgary. I've never been here before, so I wanted to come to this press conference, and I'm really excited to come over there.
Was this in the works for quite some time to come to this city, or is it?
Ever since we hired Tom Wright to run Canada for us, you know, we've been working on taking this thing everywhere here. So, you know, this is just another step in our Canada movement. Cool.
When you guys ran your first 2 Vancouver shows, around the time the shows came out, there was a lot of chatter about the extra costs in terms of insurance and a lot of the red tape you guys had to deal with with that city. Did that factor into the decision to try out Calgary as a venue, or was it something that was sort of going to be happening naturally anyway?
Nah, you know, it's one of those things. I joke about it, you know. It's like every time we go there, they act like, you know, we should get extra insurance and this bad stuff might happen. We go in there twice, have great events, everything goes smooth. You know, a week later after we're there, people start burning down the city after a hockey game. You know, it's hopefully, you know, the people in Vancouver, the powers that be, have seen what the UFC event is about. Not only the shows that we've done in Vancouver, but all over Canada and all over the world. And you know, I just joke around. I hold no ill will toward Vancouver. It's an awesome city. We've had a great time every time we've gone there, and you know, we'll be back there again.
This is easily the biggest event that this city's commission's had to run. How involved will the UFC and I guess Mark Ratner and other people like him be in sort of, I guess, assisting the commission with the first big show?
Yeah, you know, listen, it's the first big UFC show that's come to Calgary, but you know, I'm sure this athletic commission knows what they're doing and everything else, but Mark Ratner is the greatest guy in the world, and I'm sure he's been in contact with him. we have no worries whatsoever about coming to the Calgary. No matter what city we're in, there's two things we can guarantee. There's going to be some bad calls by refs and some bad calls by judges. Doesn't matter where we are. As far as everything else goes, I'm sure it's all going to run smooth.
Dana, I just got a question about the heavyweight landscape. So we obviously have Overeem and Dos Santos scheduled. What do you guys plan on doing with Barnett Cormier? Are you going to bring him across? Are they going to fight a couple before they get a title shot, or an immediate title shot for the winner of the Strikeforce Grand Prix?
Yeah. So the way that works with Strikeforce, that fight's going to happen, and then whoever wins will fight one more time on Showtime and Strikeforce, and then the heavyweights will come over to the UFC. One of them.
Any word on who that will be, Dana?
On who will come
heavyweight?
over?
No, the last fight, because all the heavyweights have moved, obviously.
Oh yeah, no, I have no idea. No.
Any word on Gilbert Melendez?
I owe Gilbert Melendez a phone call. That's the word I got on that. I owe him a phone call. So I need to do that soon. He called me a couple days ago, and Gilbert Melendez is one of those guys who's at the point where he's like, I want to fight one of the best guys in the world. I want to test myself. I want to be respected in the top 3, top 5, whatever. I'm ready. So I owe Gil a phone call, and he will get it within the next 24 hours.
Is it just contracts, Dana, that keep you from moving anybody from the UFC to Strikeforce to help Dana Gilbert in his cause?
No, I have to get guys that want to fight over there. I've got to get guys that want to. Like I said, you guys know all the stuff that led up, to me getting over there and having more control over there, and just is what it is. I've given up.
How impressive have you been with the WEC fighters starting to climb the ladder, and especially with Ben Henderson winning the title?
Yeah, no, listen, we always knew that there were talented guys in the WEC. Every fight that happened was from top to bottom, off the charts exciting, and it was actually a great day when we brought the WEC into the UFC. I was very happy, and now with the 125 pounders, they came out and proved, doesn't matter what weight you are. A lot of the lighter weights are actually more exciting than the heavier weights.
I just hope we can clarify. You said the 3 events in Canada. One's definitely in Montreal. One's definitely in Toronto. In the years to come, one to Calgary. So Calgary will get 2 more following.
This year we'll have 3 events.
That's right.
And we'll have Calgary, Toronto, and Montreal.
Yeah.
And then, Tom was saying, well, we'll see if we're gonna. It's going to be Calgary. So you think of this turnout, because based, the base, whether you go back to the place on how successful it was, you don't even have to put tickets on sale for you to know how successful it was. I will go out on a limb.
Say 13 or 14.
Yeah, I will go out on a limb and say that the next one, that they'll be here. Okay?
Address this turnout and the fans and the questions that the fans get to ask and your interaction with the people. This is really a common man's sport.
I love it, man. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be in Los Angeles right now. So I bailed. Lorenzo's in Los Angeles by himself, and I wanted to come to Calgary. I wanted to come to this press conference. I've never been here before, and I've been tweeting a couple days about it with the fans, and I could just tell from Twitter that the response was going to be big here, and I love it, man. I love coming out and seeing this many people turn out, on a work day, on a school day, for people to come out and support us like this. It's awesome. I can't wait to come up here and do the first event.
And just following up on the whole Twitter back and forth, you're tweeting with some Calgary fans and reaction on it here today, and there's some VIP access to meet some guys.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, look at you. You're an investigative reporter. You already know. Yeah, no, I always do that. I mean, everywhere that I go, you meet so many. That's one of the things about Twitter, too. Not only is Twitter cool for your business, but you meet a lot of people. You meet some idiots on Twitter, too, but you meet a lot of cool people on Twitter. And, I love hanging out with the fans. I love communicating with the fans. It's always going to be that way.
So 2 million followers, somebody responded back to that Dana White. You decided to bring that person here.
I do it all the time.
Have him sit on press row.
I do it all the time. Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go, I do it. Yeah. I'm not the dick everybody thinks I am.
Dana, is there anyone you can tell us maybe you're thinking of having a fight Aldo?
Honestly, if I even had somebody in mind, I'd say it. I'd tell you today. We don't know. Things gotta, there's still a lot of fights that are gonna happen before this card happens.
Sort of a sillier question. Any chance we'll ever see James Toney in the octagon again?
I highly doubt it. That would be a no. James chased me around, talked a lot of smack. He got his shot. Didn't go too well. Yep.
Dan, if we talk about the progression of your sport, you're on Fox, you're doing so much. Are you aware of getting too big and getting things under control or staying under control if you get my drift on that?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. But this thing hasn't been in control since the day we bought it. I mean, it's been such a crazy ride. And not only, you talk about the Fox deal and everything else. If you break it down country by country, I mean, how big we are here in Canada, how big it's become and becoming in the United States. Brazil is insane. Australia, the UK, the list goes on and on of all the countries. This thing has been a speeding train since the day we bought it, and believe me when I tell you, we're not driving it, we're on the tracks trying to get the hell out of the way. It's a lot to handle. It's a 24/7 job, and it just is what it is. I don't think that there's any way for us to